y'all, let me share with you another one of my favorite houseplants, tropical plants. Very pretty plant. Hey y'all, I'm going to share with you another one of my tropical houseplants. This is called a Fittonia, also known as the nerve plant. It comes in a lot of different varieties, a lot of different colors. This one here is a red. She needs to probably be repotted, to be honest with you. She's really full in this pot, and I've had a few of these before in the green and white variety, which I'll show you, and I showed it on my house tour for 2019, and it even might be in my 2018 house tour. But I split it, like when it came kind of like this in a big pot, I kind of split it, and then I made 2 plants out of it. And when I decide to pot her, I made you a video to show you how I do it, but it really wasn't that difficult. I have a lot of houseplants. I don't have an abundance, just because I really don't want to get one that's not going to thrive, so I try not to just get a whole bunch. I don't think my husband will let me have too many more. So anyway, this is the Fittonia. We'll get back into what I do and how I keep mine alive, and just some tips that I have for you all in terms of the care for these. All right.
Okay, so let's get into this nerve plant. This one is the red variety, and you can tell that because of course they have the really beautiful red veins going through the green leaves. While this one here is really quite compacted, I'm pretty sure I'm going to go ahead and repot this one and see if I can't split it off a little bit, because I think that would really allow it to thrive a little bit better. But you can get a really good close-up look at how beautiful these leaves are. Now, these plants do flower, as you can see here. I don't particularly keep the flowers on the plants. I kind of just pop them off, because while they're pretty and I love flowers, the flowers kind of don't do anything for the plant. When you have such a beautiful plant with really pretty standout leaves, you really don't need flowers. And I keep it in the house. So that's pretty much how I feel about the plant. Now, as far as its care, it's a tropical plant. So just like with tropical plants, you want to make sure that you leave it in a humid environment. You want the soil to be moist but not soggy. So if you're having a drier area in your home, you may want to just give it a little mist of water just to make sure the environment stays moist. Now this one here is my white and green Fittonia nerve plant, and similar to the red and green Fittonia, the white veins going through the green leaf is very striking. Now see there, I was just showing you that sometimes the tips of these can dry out. That browning of the leaf is an indicator that it could either have direct sunlight, too much sunlight, or the environment that it's currently in is a little bit too dry. So in order to mitigate that, you might want to get a humidifier if you don't have one. Misting it every so often would also create that environment. Or if you even want to just put the plant in a tray that has some rocks in it and then put water in that tray, that can also create you a humid environment. So this one, when I first did this a few years back, I had a gnat problem, and if you haven't seen my video on how to control gnats, I use pumice stones to help to kind of compact into the soil so the gnats can't get in and breed and create more gnats. So I did that with this one, and for the first week or so, I would just water it from the bottom. Now I do not have a gnat problem, so I just go ahead and water it as normal. Now, just like some of my other plants, this nerve plant can be quite telling when it needs some attention. So I'll show you in the video what it looks like when it's needing some extra love, because when it's time to water this plant, similar to like a peace lily, the leaves would really just drop way over and it'll just be like, help, I want some water. So I'll show you what that looks like in a few moments. So you can typically find the nerve plant in your box stores or grocery stores, because they're really a nice compact plant that it's just really striking and pretty. I don't really have any issues with pests at all with this. If you're going to get any pests on some of the newer leaves, you might get some amphibs. You can just use a homemade insecticide that is just suitable for houseplants. This is the plant that I featured in my houseplant tour video, and this was a split off from the main plant we were just looking at. Any other issues that you might have, you may have some yellow leaves. That would be a sign of maybe too much water. If you have some leaves dropping off, that might be a sign that it's probably near an AC vent and it might be getting too much air. But I mean, other than that, this plant really does not have a whole lot of issues. Now here is what it looks like in its most dramatic form. When it's saying, hey, I really need some water, I need some nutrients, this is what it looks like. And I typically don't let my plants get to this state. Okay, and this is what I use. I just use a little squirter. I have two different types, one that has like a little hook, and then this one looks like a condiment a condiment squeezy bottle, but I just kind of squeeze some water down there into the roots there. And this is just a split screen to show you what it looks like. This is really, I wish I could have done a time lapse, but really this is like an hour and 30 minutes, 2 hours later. So once I fed it the water and what it looks like now, it's just like, hey, thank you, you did your job. So this is how this plant performs and looks after it's been watered. I do have a satin pothos in here too, and it's just kind of hanging out. I was propagating it, and I'll eventually repot that in its own place. Okay, so here are my Fittonias. Again, I have the red and the white variety. There's also a pink variety. I didn't talk to you guys about fertilizing, but I do fertilize mine about every 7 to 10 days with a balanced fertilizer, like a 10-10-10, 5-5-5, and I just dilute it a little bit because they're in such small pots, but I do give it a little bit of fertilizer, especially during like the spring and summer months. And let's see what else. As far as like keeping the plant compacted, just pinch off the leaves a little bit and it'll kind of make it more bushier. So anyway, that's all I have, you all. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, any concerns, any suggestions, please leave them down in the comment section below, and I will see you all in my next video.